What's going on, y'all? Today I'm gonna be doing a quick oil change and oil filter replace on the YZF R6. This one happens to be a 2015. I just feel like I should make a video because from 6 to 7 years it's a little different, and then from 8 all the way up to about 16 is the same, and then 17 is a little different as well. So this would be from the 8 to 16. So for the tools we're going to be using for the oil change, we're going to have a 17 millimeter. We have a 10 millimeter as well right here. We have just a regular Phillips right here, some Allen keys for those bolts. Here's the K&N filter, KN204. And then obviously your oil. And it's going to run you 2.75 quarts. So I just picked up 3. So 10W40. Pick up 3 of those and you should be straight. All right, so starting out, there's gonna be 5 Allen key type bolts, silver bolts, and there's gonna be 1 right here for 1. We're gonna have 2 right there for 2, 3 down there, 4 right here, and 5 right down there. But yeah, those are the 5 that you're gonna wanna remove. This one should not be necessary, and the one right there should not be necessary as well. I also wanted to make this video for the people that are like me, that have LED lights that are on the side here. I'm just propping it up just like this, so I can just kind of have my workspace right here. So it is out of the way, but it is a little bit unorthodox here. But that is kind of how it is for a lot of people that do have LED lights, which a lot of people do. So I think that this video is definitely more informational for somebody like that has that struggle as well. Next part we're gonna remove is going to be this guy right here, your shift connector. It's just a 10 millimeter, and that's gonna slide this way. So we'll get that done. You're gonna have 3 of these guys, the Allen key ones that I'm talking about, silver. You're gonna have 2 smalls of these little push pins and 1 big push pin. These small little bolts, 3 of those as well. So you're gonna have 9 bolts here, and then this guy right here was the 1 bolt that I just took out from that guy. All right, so next you're gonna want to go down to your oil drain plug, which is going to be this bolt right there. You're gonna want to obviously use that 17 mil that I mentioned before, and I'm gonna loosen it first. This is the little bolt here right next to the exhaust, and the exhaust should be a little warm. Another good thing to do is take this guy and just undo this so pressure doesn't build up in there, and it's good steady flow going down there to the bottom pan. Once that is done, you're gonna want to get your 17 and hook that guy up on there as well. And obviously some excess oil is gonna fall out of there as well. So and you just want to obviously screw that into the little hole right there and replace that back up. Also wanted to add that these come pre-lubed, so there's no reason to take some new oil and dab it on your finger and run it around. Everything should be good and ready to go just to install. Do not over tighten these things, because getting these off if they're over tight is the biggest pain ever. So try and tighten it down as much as you can with your hands, just like this. Another thing that's always fun to do is to leave this little drain plug actually off here. Take your new oil, right, and just place like a small amount, like 2-3 ounces in there, and let it flush out the old oil that's back up in there, because there's still going to be oil at the bottom here, and it's best to just get all that out as much as you can at least. So what I like to do is, while it's obviously off, come over here and just a little bit in here, and just letting it go through to the other side. Obviously watching it is a good idea, so I'm gonna do that now. Finally, you just want to replace that drain bolt, obviously, that you took out. Like I said, this is gonna be that good oil that you ran through. That's why there's still some coming out here. Well, that's something I like to do. You don't gotta do it, but I like to do it. But it's clear oil coming out now. I'm gonna let that drip all the way and plug this guy up one more time. We should be good. And again, same concept here on this little bolt. You don't need it to be, you know, so tight to where it's impossible to get off, because it's kind of a thing here with bikes and just stuff in general, cars and automotive stuff. You don't need something, you know, torqued down tight unless it's something that does need torque. So stuff like this, you know, just make it hand tight, get a little socket wrench, you know, make it just definitely tight, but not crazy. You don't want it too tight. It's always a hassle taking this stuff off for the next time or the next person that's gonna have your bike if you sell it. Last but not least here, the final thing you want to do is put this guy back on, the shift kind of lever here. A lot of people don't know this, but there's actually a line on this. It's gonna be hard to see if I can pick it up in the light, but there's actually a line that's on here right there, and there's a dot also right here where it kind of shows you where to line that up. There's a lever that you want to look at when you're doing this. Obviously it goes this way, but it's a little dot you want to look out for right there that lines up with that line right there. So when you're putting this back on, that's the recommended thing that they do to have the bike shift correctly, or how they want it to shift, how it was made to shift. So always line those up when you're putting this back on, because sometimes the bikes don't come like that, or the person that did your oil change last, or you even could have messed that up. So, and then here's the fun part. I'm gonna do 2 quarts and 2.75 quarts going into the engine. So yeah, I'm gonna pour all that in right now. So last and certainly not least, you just want to put all your guys' plastics back on, and you should be good to go. If there's any leaks when you're putting in that new oil, you would have saw it. So if you don't see it now, you are good to go. Well, yeah, I'm gonna put everything back on, and that's it. All right, I'm gonna do a first startup. Here we go. See how she sounds.